Hello everybody, welcome back to the video series lecture of PPS, and that is Programming for Problem Solving. My name is Jinal Jhala and I am your instructor of this subject. In previous video we had already started our topic that name is operators, and total 8 different types of operators we have to learn in this module, and 6 operator already completed. Here you can see the list of operators, and today in this video lecture we are going to start with our 7th operator, that is bitwise operators. So let's start. What is bitwise operators? Bitwise operators are mainly used for bit level programming. What is bit? Bit means single 0 is called as a 1 bit, single 1 is called as 1 bit. So we have to do operation on these single bits. Now one more thing you have to remember, that these bitwise operators are used only for the integer numbers, and it is mainly used for hardware level programming. So let's see which are the operators are bitwise operators. So here see in the table, first operator is a AND operator and it is called as a bitwise AND. And remember the symbol, here you have to do only single AND. In logical AND we have to do 2 AND. Then second is a bitwise OR. For bitwise OR single pipe is used. Then bitwise XOR. For XOR you have to use cap symbol. Then after shift left. For shift left you have to do double less than. And same way for shift right. For double greater than. So these all are the operators that are bitwise operators, and how it will execute and what is the function. So just see the truth table, and bitwise AND and OR has the same functionality which you have already seen in our logical operators, that AND operation means multiplication and OR means addition operation. Just XOR is the new operation. So in XOR operation, when two inputs are same, then our output will be 0, and when one input is 0 and one input is 1, in this case we will get the output 1. So see the last column which is XOR operation. Let's see with example. So how we can write the program? So first of all we have to include our library, right? So hash include studio.h. Then after our whole logic part will be covered in our main section. So write void main function. Then after, if I want to do bitwise AND operation, then we have to take two variables. So here I am assigning a value to two variables, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 5, and c is equal to a and b. So here c is equal to a and b is the bitwise AND operation. Now how program will execute? So here we have to do bit level programming, and the value of a and b is in integer form. So first of all the decimal value convert in the binary form. So see in below table, first of all a and b convert into binary form. So the binary of 10 number is 1010, and you will learn this all funda of number system in digital electronics part. Just remember this example here, and the value of b in the binary form is 0101. Now how AND operation will execute? So first see the single bit of a, means last bit of a is 0 and last bit of b is 1. So 0 into 1, answer will 0. So first single bit operation answer is 0. Same way second last value of a is 1 and second last value of b is 0. So again 1 into 0, answer will be 0. So in this way you will get final answer as a 0. So when our output will print, the value of c variable will like 0. If we use OR operation instead of AND, then in this case we will get the answer 1111, and finally this binary will convert into decimal. So our input is in decimal form and our output also in decimal form. But when this process occur, it will convert into binary form. So in this way it will work. Now let's move to the next operator. Next operator is special operators, and in special operators you have to learn two different operators. First is a size of operator and second is a comma operator. So what is size of operator? Size of operator is mainly used to find the number of bytes occupied by our variable or particular data type. Means if we have a declare one variable like integer a and you want to find the size of a variable, then we can find it directly using these size of operators. And the syntax of size of operator is like we have to write first size of and in bracket we can write variable name or data type. Just to see the example, first of all we have to include library, hash include studio.h, then after void main, then after I am declaring one variable that is integer a. And I want to find the size of integer data type. So a is equal to size of in bracket the data type which is integer. And just remember the concept of data types. At that time we have already learned the size of different types of data types. So integer occupied 2 bytes. Same way if we take float here, then for float the size is 4 bytes. For double it is 8 bytes. And for character it is a 1 byte. But here I am taking the data type integer. So when I am printing the value of a variable, that will print the answer that is 2 because the size of integer is 2 bytes. If you take here float, then our answer will be 4. So in this way we can find the size. If you take a single variable name instead of data type, then same answer you will get. If I am taking integer b and I want to find the size of b, then same answer we will get because b is nothing but integer in this way. And our second operator is a comma operator. The comma operator is used to link the different expressions together in one statement. How? Suppose you want to do addition of two numbers, then in previous example of arithmetic operators, we have to take two variables in the declaration part and assigning the value of variable in declaration part, and then after we had write the syntax like c is equal to a plus b. But I want to write input and process both together in a single statement, then we can do it using our comma operators. So just to see the example, p is equal to x is equal to 2 comma y is equal to 5 comma and x plus y. So how this expression will be evaluated? First 10 value will be put at x place and then 5 value put at the place of y. Then 10 plus 5 will be executed. So our answer will be 15 and 15 is assigned to our final variable p. So when you print the value of p, it will print the value 15. So in this way we can use the comma operator. So here our all the operators are completed. Hope guys you understand these operators very well. So just remember the list of operators and explain any 3 to 4 in exam very well with examples. Let's see one another topic, that is type conversion. So first of all, what is type conversion? This type conversion is related to data type. We have a different data types, so how it will convert, that we have to see in this video lecture. So first of all, there are two types of our type conversion method. Our first type is implicit conversion or second is a explicit conversion. Let's see both the method in detail. So first of all, our first conversion is implicit conversion. So implicit conversion convert automatically from lower data type to higher data type by the compiler. What do you mean by this statement? Here the conversion done by compiler and it is done by automatically. We don't require to do any type of operation here. And how it will work? So first of all, what is lower data type and what is higher data type? So it is according to the size of memory. Means integer occupied 2 bytes, then float occupied 4 bytes. So which one is higher from integer and float? Obviously float. So when we have a one expression like C is equal to A plus B, and in that expression when A is in the form of integer and B is in the form of float, then when addition will be executed by compiler, the integer data type automatically convert into the float data type. So this conversion done automatically, that's why it is also called as a automatic conversion, or we can say implicit type conversion. And how we have to remember? So just remember the sequence here, that first is a short integer, and short integer occupied 2 bytes. Then after unsigned integer also occupies 2 bytes. Then after long integer occupies 4 bytes. Then after unsigned long integer, float again occupy 4 bytes. But why float is higher than long integer? Because in float we can enter the real value, that's why. Then after double, and final higher data type is a long double. So we have to remember this path just for understanding, because this conversion done by compiler. Now let's see the example here. Here A and B is in the form of integer and our C variable is in the form of float. So C is equal to A divided by B. So first of all, division will be evaluated by the compiler, right? So integer divided by integer. Here our both the data type are same. So conversion will not done, and our answer will be get in the integer form, means 9 divided by 2. Our actual answer will be 4.5, but here both are integers, that's why only 4 will be stored in our C variable. Now the data type of C variable is float. So finally when you print the value of C, our answer will be like 4.00000. Now C is a float data type, that's why answer will be in a real number, but our actual answer is not here because A and B both are the integer, that's why. So remove this problem, we can use explicit type of conversion. What is explicit type of conversion? In explicit type of conversion, converting forcefully data type from one to another, means in same expression we can change the data type of any of the one variable forcefully, and this conversion done by us, means done by user, and it is also called as a typecasting. So what will be the syntax of explicit conversion? So just to see the syntax, first of all we have to write data type which we want to convert, and finally our variable or expression. So here same example I am writing, that integer A is equal to 9, B is equal to 2 and float C. But when I am writing our expression like C is equal to A divided by B, so here before the variable A I am putting just data type float. So how it will execute? So only for this expression our A variable forcefully become float. So it will take 9.000 instead of simply 9, and one is a float and one is a integer. So when float divided by integer will execute, our integer, that is lower data type, automatically convert into float data type, because float is a higher data type. Now float divided by float, our answer will be in float obviously. So 9.000 divided by 2.000, our answer will get 4.5. So the value assigned in C variable, and finally we get the correct answer. So for division we can use explicit conversion. So this topic is very important topic and it will always ask in 7 marks in exam. Now move to the next topic. What is our next topic? It is operator precedence and associativity. So let's see in detail. What is operator precedency? When we have two or more operators in a single expression, then operator precedency is used. How? So we have to remember the priority, that all different operators have a different priorities. Means in one expression we have a plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo, all type of operators available. Then which operator will be first evaluated? So just remember the priority first, then after we can evaluate the expression. So see here the priority table. First priority is of round bracket. Means when we have an expression in brackets, so first of all that expression will be evaluated. Then after second priority is of increment and decrement operators. Then after third priority is multiplication, division and modulo operator, and last plus and minus will be evaluated. How? So let us see with example to clear the idea about precedency. So here see the example. A is equal to 4, B is equal to 5, C is equal to 3 and D is equal to 2 and E is equal to again 2. And our expression is like 5 plus A into B divided by C plus D into E. So here you can see that in this expression we have a 4 different type of operators. So first of all, which expression will be evaluated? So just to see the priority, highest priority of bracket. So first of all here in bracket C plus D evaluated. So in first step C plus D is evaluated and our answer will 3 plus 2 will be 5. Now next see the expression. So here first expression is, first operator is plus, but plus has the lowest priority. After that you can see multiplication. So A into B is evaluated in second step and the value of A is 4 and B is 5. So 4 into 5 evaluated 20. Our answer is 20. Now what will be the next operation? So right now our expression is like 5 plus 20 divided by 5 into E means 2. So now check left to right. Highest priority operator is division. So in third step division will be performed and 20 divided by 5 is evaluated as 4. So our answer will be 4. Now check next what will be the executed. So 5 plus 4 into 2. Our expression is like that. So multiplication has also higher priority, right? So 4 into 2 evaluated first as a 8 and last 5 plus 8 addition perform and our final answer we will get as a 13. So when we have more operators, then we can evaluate the expression according to its precedence rule. And what is associativity? Associativity will be used when two operator has the same priority. Means if we have a multiplication and division together, then how we can check that what will be the first evaluated? In this case we have to use the rule of associativity. Means first of all left to right check which operator is first, then evaluated this operator first, then after the next. So how we can remember? Here just see the example 2 plus 3 plus 4. In this expression first of all it will work from left to right. So 2 plus 3 will be executed and then after our answer will be 5 and 5 plus 4 will be executed and our final answer we will get as a 9. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division all are work left to right. Means associativity of that operators are left to right, and which operator has associativity right to left? To see the example, second example is a assignment operator. So here x is equal to y is equal to z. So first of all y is equal to z expression will be evaluated and then after the value of this expression will be assigned to our variable x. So in this way we can use the rules of operator precedence and associativity. Hope guys you understand this lecture very well. In next video, we will see some practical examples. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.